Welcome everyone. We have week 11 Dev League action, and I didn't mute that, so sorry about that. We are good to go now, but yeah, this is very exciting. Go Rail Raiders indeed. We are about to start the stream here momentarily once we get some people in here. Let me just ping some people. Get the Kings and the Rail Raiders here for the first game of the night. Just looking at an overview of the standings right now. So as you can tell, pretty much anything can happen with 4 games left, including tonight. And then Rail Raiders. I beat you to it, TLK. I beat you to it. All right. So here, we could definitely see an outcome where the Rail Raiders get above 500 and the Kings drop a game. Kings really can't afford to drop a game if they want to make the playoffs. And I mean, the Rail Raiders are also towing the line as well, but the Narwhals and Binaries matchup could be tough for the Narwhals as well. So pretty much anything can happen though. Let's get into our game here as I've got it pretty much set up. We got Kings and Rail Raiders, and I think they're just going to be the whites against the blues or the navies. So, well, that works for me. And let's set this one up. We are in Mississippi, so I'm thinking we're gonna go to Atlanta. We're gonna have a little bit of rain. It's gonna be daytime with no wind. That sounds like a football game. All right. Memphis and Mississippi, Battle of the South. Here we go. These teams have played each other 3 times, I believe, already. The Kings are 2-1, and then they have this game and then another game toward the end of the season. Can't remember if it's 13 or 14, but a lot of exciting football yet to be played here. Our experts in this one have the Rail Raiders as the underdog. Surprisingly enough, so I don't know if the Kings with their new kicker acquisition, some defense. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Have played 4 times in the postseason. So I don't know. The Kings' notable acquisition has to be the kicker. That's been one of the cruxes of their offense. But the Rail Raiders have also added recently a linebacker to their core, or a defensive player to their core. So could be a very interesting matchup. I don't know if I really believe that expert picks. I think it's closer than that leads it to believe, but we shall find out here in a minute. Let's get the game going. And here we are. It's a rainy day in Mississippi. The Rail Raiders will elect to receive it, and we will get this one kicked off here. It is going to be the Mighty kicking this off. Can't think of his first name. It might be Jimbo. The Jimbo the Mighty? I can't remember. And that man there, Latavius Stokabasi, gets a good little return out to about the 28-yard line, and that's where Max Error and company will be taking over on offense. Error now, back to pass. Pressure's coming, and he gets sacked. The Botterman got in there right quick. Nothing Max Error could do, and that's a great opening sack for this Kings defense. Now Error, flagging the play, throws it to Hardwood, and Butch Hardwood gets a solid pickup, but it is a hold. I was afraid of that, and so now second and very, very, very long coming up here for the Rail Raiders. Good to see you, Wildfire Micro. Will be senior player in the next game. And Hardwood recovers a few of those yards. Nice little 6-yard pickup. 3rd and 22 coming up for the Rail Raiders. It might be deep to Dokabasi. Instead, it's a dump off to Gaines, who swallowed up immediately after a pickup of 3. punting situation for the Rail Raiders now, as they are the lone Dev League team without a real kicker. So the Botterman will punt this one fairly decently to Daddy Longlegs, who doesn't get much on the return. And the Kings will take over at the 45. Flower back to pass. Gets it to Tebow, and Tebow, with a catch out of the backfield, gets about 7 yards. 2nd and 3 coming up. The Kings with a lot of weapons to work with. Watch out for Ringo Starr and Labillion, but now Flower back to pass. Gets it to a Botterman, and Botterman's got some room. He's going to go all the way. Botterman, touchdown, Kings. Oh my goodness. Got to see some Botterman love in the chat here. Harold Flower found his receiver, was wide open, and got a couple blocks there too. Touchdown Kings, and they are ahead 7-0. PAT is good. Now, the Mighty, with a mighty kickoff there to about the 8. Dokabasi will return this to the 29 or so, 28. And that's where the Rail Raiders will look to answer back here. Jim Bob. It's Jim Bob. Okay. I thought it was Jimbo, but it's Bob. All right. And it's Krieg. Tom Krieg. With the tackle for a loss, getting in the backfield. 2nd and 12 now for the Rail Raiders. Error. Gets it to the Botterman. Ooh, the fullback spin. What's a fumble? And that is the Kings ball. I think that was Daddy Longlegs on the forced fumble. The Botterman made a great catch in space, made a man miss, and then could not hold on to the ball after contact. Now Flower finding Tebow again, but it is called back on a late holding call. 1st and 20 now. TLK, it doesn't, everyone's like wants to play 500. Like nobody wants to make the playoffs, I think. As Flower now gets it to Hex Yee, who gets a pickup of about 4. And here we go. 2nd and 16 now. Flower drops back. Pressure's coming. Dumps it out to Tebow. And Tebow manages a yard on that screen play, but pressure was coming, and Flower had to get rid of it right quick. Now, inside the 40, Flower drops back to pass. And he's got a man. It's dropped. I think that was Hex Yee again. And so now they are going to punt it away. So the Rail Raiders defense holds when they need it to. And that is going to be a touchback. And so 1st and 10 coming up for the Rail Raiders. Hardwood with a carry. The 2nd of the night, I believe, for about 4 yards. Yeah, I'm still on the fence about that, DK Drew. I don't really like seeing more than 50% of the teams in the playoffs because I feel like that kind of devalues the playoffs and everyone's so close that it's like the seeding won't matter. I mean, we could. It's just trying to make the regular season matter. I'm thinking about it, though. We could do like a 2 versus 3 and then play the 1 seed or something like that, but we'll see. Right now I'm just leaning toward a normal, just 1 championship game, just because there's 4 teams. And now the Rail Raiders stall on offense as the Kings will return it and get to about the 42. Harold Flower back on offense again, trying to get his team to the promised land, but he is swallowed up, and that is son of Ekrick the Collier with his first career sack. And that is now, after the sack, a Labillion catch of about 10. Flower fairly efficient here, 6 of 7 for a touchdown and only 1 incompletion, which I think was a drop. Now Flower back to pass again, throwing it in double coverage. Starr cannot come down with it. And that critical sack early on really set the Kings back, and they could not overcome it, so it will be a punt from Jim Bob the Mighty, and the Rail Raiders will not return much from that. So inside their own 15 is where the Rail Raiders will take over on offense. Error now, pitching it out to Hardwood, and Butch Hardwood gets a little pickup of 5. Clock is rolling. We are in the second quarter already here. Error now, another pitch, but Hardwood is stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. Tom Krieg again with a tackle for a loss, and that will bring up 3rd and 7 for the Rail Raiders. Now Error drops back, gets it to Gaines, but Gaines will not gain a first down. Timeout by the Kings to preserve the clock at 2:30, so exactly halfway through the second. The Rail Raiders are forced to punt yet again. Now Longlegs to return it, has some blocking, and gets it past the 50, so they will start in enemy territory at the 49. Flower in the shotgun. He's dropping back. Gets it underneath the Yee, but Yee cannot turn the field much. He is tackled immediately after a pickup of 3. So, the 2-minute warning has come to fruition here. Good matchup so far. Kings with the only score, but the Rail Raiders far from out of it. And the Kings almost throwing an interception on offense here. 3 third downs here. So 3rd and 7 coming up. Flower can't get, oh my goodness, I can't talk, but Flower avoids the sack, barely gets rid of it. We'll watch out and see if we can cough in it. Toasty, thanks for the sub, boy. And that is not a coffin touchback, so the Rail Raiders defense holds despite their backs against the wall. Now they have a chance to take over on offense. Error throwing it, and that's Dokabasi. We haven't called him much today, except on returns, and I believe that is his first catch of the night. So 2nd and 1 coming up now for the Rail Raiders. As Error drops back to pass, they pick up the block. Oh, he throws it away. He had some time. The blocks picked up the rush pretty well, but Error not risking it there. So 3rd and 1 now coming up. Error drops back, throws it right away, and that's Jalen Mills. Jalen Mills picks up the first down. The Rail Raiders are cooking now. Choo-choo indeed at the 50-yard line. Error now. Throwing it. Gets it to Chris Ty, who picks up 5. Rail Raiders call a timeout. 2nd and 5 coming up for Max Error and company. Error dropping back to pass. Gets it to Dokabasi, and Dokabasi with a great pickup there. That is going to get them to the 32-yard line and another fresh set of downs. Error now. Gets it to Gaines. Gaines can't get past the tackle, but a pickup of 4 nonetheless. 3, we'll call it. 2nd and 7. Rail Raiders with only 1 timeout. 34 seconds left in the half. Now Error cannot connect with Dokabasi again. 3rd and 7. Another 3rd down that the Rail Raiders are facing here. Error cannot connect with Dokabasi in the end zone. That was a close one. And they are going to attempt a field goal, but I think this is going to not be very good. It is online, but not quite enough leg. And that is going to be Kings ball now at the 28-yard line. They have 2 timeouts and an opportunity to score before the end of the half, so they get it to Tebow, who makes one man miss. He's down the sideline, and he is close. He is at the 41. He is close to their range. We'll see. I think they need about 10 more yards, but we'll see what they do. Flower now throws it away, and they might bring out the field goal unit. No. They're going to pass it yet again. Now Flower throws it away. 1 second on the clock. So Flower not liking what he's seeing down the field. Thrown it away a couple times. So on 3rd and 10 with a tick left in the half, Flower is back to pass and barely gets rid of it as he's hit as he throws. And that is how we end the first half. Second half, here we come. Kings to get the ball. They are up by 7. And we have a very close one. Neither offense really wants to get going much, but We'll see if that changes in the second half. We've seen a lot of wild second half changes. Yeah, Tosi, I don't know. Like, that's the way the schedule was made. I mean, we could probably shuffle it around a little bit, but for whatever reason, the Narwhals are always second, it seems like. I think once or twice this season they haven't been second. Yeah, I could shuffle. I just kind of keep it like how the order is. Maybe I'll shake it up just for you. Yeah, I just don't want to think that hard, TLK. And a Botterman, who I believe was the same Botterman with the touchdown in this game, with a huge first down catch. Kings are starting to drive now as they hand it to Tebow. His first carry of the game, maybe. That is a 5-yard pickup by Tebow. Oh, second carry. He hasn't carried the ball much, and be surprised if they don't go to him more like that. But Tebow stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Pickup of only a yard or two. Well, I guess the order just doesn't matter. I think all the games are just really close, so really more of a formality. But anyway, 4th and 2 coming up. And I'm not gonna stream Major League games if I'm a GM of a Major League team. Just don't want to do that. So the punt goes through the end zone. Rail Raiders take over at the 20. They haven't done much on offense today. We'll see if that changes as they hand it off to Hardwood, who gets a good pickup of 3. 2nd and 7 coming up. I formation for the Rail Raiders. We'll see if they do pass it. Okay. And Dokabasi cannot hang on to it. That is a tough drop. And 3rd and 7 now for the Rail Raiders. Error with the fullback dive. Cannot get the first down. It was sneaky. It picked up a solid 5 yards, but not enough for the first down. Punt unit out again for the Rail Raiders. Otterman to punt it. Long legs to receive it at the 34. And he gets it to the 42. And now the Kings with a chance on offense to extend their 1-score lead. Flower dropping back, throwing it, gets it to Labillion, who makes one man miss past the first down marker. He is met shortly after, though, but a good pickup on Labillion's second catch of the night. 1st and 10 again for the for the Kings. And there's a deep bomb. It volleyballs off. Okay. And now, 2nd and 10. After that Labillion drop or Harold Flower incompletion, whatever. Oh, it's intercepted! Harold Flower hit as he throws, gets intercepted by the DL, and the Rail Raiders now with one of their best starting field position points of the night. Error. Gets it to a wide open Chris Gaines, who makes one man miss, and he's inside the 25, down to the 22-yard line. Chris Gaines with a huge catch. Error now, back to pass. Gonna throw it away. Did not have much developing down the field. Well covered by the Kings. 2nd and 10. They are hunting though. Rail Raiders looking to score before the end of the 3rd quarter. Error now. And that is a drop. I think that was the fullback, Botterman, not coming down with that. So 3rd and 10 coming up. Rail Raiders could use every yard they could get. They hand it off. Hardwood does not get the first down. Pickup of 3. And that is going to bring out the kicking unit. Field goal is up. It's online. And it's short. No, it's short. I thought he would have had enough leg, but he did not. So a missed field goal, costly here for the Rail Raiders. They give the ball back to the Kings, and we give some 4s in the chat for a very close ball game, 7-0. Kings are on offense, though. I don't know. I don't think Botterman sucks. I mean, Botterman has the only touchdown in the game. So Flower now, back to pass. He's got a man wide open. It's Muriel Labillion. He burns by everyone, and he's gone. Touchdown, Kings. Muriel Labillion doing his best Latavius Dokabasi impersonation. Gets the touchdown. Runs by everyone. Flower finds him after some good blocking. PAT is good. Something the Kings aren't used to seeing. And that is 14-0 now. They are ahead of the Rail Raiders, so it is go time if you are Mississippi. Dokabasi on the return. Gets a few decent blocks out to the 31-yard line, and Rail Raiders have to do something here pretty quick, I'd say. 4-4-4 on the clock, 14-point deficit. And we are in the fourth quarter as Eric barely gets rid of that 1 second down and 10. I think Dokabasi's streak isn't the worst play, you know, because he's fast. His Hardwood does not get much there. 3rd and 9. The Rail Raiders have faced a ton of third down situations and converted a few, but not nearly enough. Error, throwing it. Gets it to Dokabasi. That's a big play. And the face mask by Larry David will tack on a few more yards. Exactly what you need for the Rail Raiders to get back in this one. Now, Hardwood with a carry. He's got some space. Makes one man miss. Another. And a Hardwood carry gets them about 16 yards. And that is another fresh set of downs for the Rail Raiders. They are cooking here inside of 4 minutes, though. Wouldn't hurt to score right quick. And Error cannot connect again with Dokabasi. That is a drop. 2nd and 10. Does stop the clock, though. Error. Handing it off to Hardwood. Hardwood juking it outside and gets a pickup of about 5. So 3rd and 5 coming up now for the Rail Raiders. I believe this is going to be 4-down territory for them, but we'll see if they can convert. The fullback dive does not get them much. 4th and 3, here we go. Oh, they're going to, no, they're not going for it. Okay, they're kicking the field goal. Interesting. Kick is up and slices through the left upright. So, the Rail Raiders are on the board for the first time tonight. I probably would have went for it. You know, it's, I guess points are fine, but that field goal still makes it a 2-score game either way. But what's done is done. Kings are going to take over again on offense at the 33. Now, Flower dropping back. Got a man. It's Boderman. I thought that was their tight end, Ringo Starr, but it was not. It was a Boderman, and that is a pickup of 5. Flower been fairly good except for 1 interception. Now, throwing it to Labillion. Labillion makes one man miss and is inside the Rail Raiders 50. Clock is winding down, and I believe we will hit the 2-minute warning here in this one. Labillion. Very, very good game so far. And Flower still slinging it. Incomplete, so that stops the clock. Not sure why they aren't trying to clock it more with T-Boat. He's a great running back, but nonetheless, 2nd and 10 coming up. Play action, and he is stuffed. That is Terry Crews on the sack. Great sack by Terry Crews. 3rd and 14. Rail Raiders call timeout to preserve the clock, and now Flower on this 3rd and long, passing it again. Gets it to the Boderman. That is a 1st down and an absolute backbreaker for the Rail Raiders. I think that's the same Boderman that's been burning them all game with the touchdown and a couple big plays. And now T-Boat with a big run. That's another 1st down. Rail Raiders used their last timeout, and I think that is going to be ball game if it wasn't already. It looks like they are in victory formation as Flower takes a knee, and we just count down the seconds here in this one. Your score in this one's going to be 14-3. Kings winning over the Rail Raiders with some solid defense and a couple great plays on offense, great big plays on offense. And with that, I just punched in the scores. So the Kings and Rail Raiders are tied record-wise, both at 5 and 6. And then what's going to be the deciding factor is going to be the next game we have. So don't go anywhere. We have Binaries and Narwhals in a good one. Narwhals are also 5 and 5, like the Rail Raiders were entering this game. And the Binaries have the best record in Dev League at 6 and 4. So we could definitely definitely see some interesting events transpire tonight and through the last 3 games of the season we have after tonight. And that will do it. Look at the performance by Flower, good one by him, and then even the air read to David getting it done. No INTs for him, but some tackles and defense nonetheless. So let's get this second game, final game rolling here. We have Binaries and Narwhals. I'm trying to remember who's the home team. It is the Narwhals. All right. Great. Yeah, that works for Binaries unis. And the Narwhals way at the top here. That'll work. So, here we go. We have some playmakers again in this one. There's a lot of great offensive players on both sides of the ball. Vasquez and ZKF and Fred Ucker on the Narwhal side. Binaries, which named or claim to fame has been defense, actually has gotten some weapons on offense now. Robinson Jr., John Adonetto, and their wide receiver, whose name I'm spacing on. But he's good. Trust me. Just trust me. We'll try Baltimore. As the wait, no, the Narwhals are hosting. Hold on. I gotta do. This is my thing. I do San Francisco, and I like to make the Narwhals snow. So we have a snowy night game with high winds. Perfect. Lovely. And then the Binaries receiver Dayton Holmes could not think of his name. Sorry, blow pop. But yeah, let's ping the teams. Narwhal's heavy favorite in this one, actually. That's very surprising, as the Binaries have a good defense, but the Narwhals are favored by a good margin. So, be interesting to see how this one shakes out. Last time the odds were right. We'll see if it's correct on this one. So, Toasty ping his squad. Good to go. I'm just going to ping the Binaries here, and we will kick this one off. And here we go. CKF is fast, and he's streaming PBE right now, I believe. And here we go. It's a beautiful night in Iceland. I just like putting the Narwhals at night because I think this is a look, man. This is a look. And the Narwhals will receive, so trying to strike first here as Ricky Thuruk to kick this one off. Yeah, see, Toasty's always complaining about nighttime or second games for the Narwhals, but like, I mean, come on, the snow, the night, I mean, this is a pretty game. This is what it's all about. This looks nice. Like Madden 05. Anyway, Ucker to pitch it out to Frstazzle, who makes one man miss. Another one, he's down the sideline. And Zane Cluxon Frstazzle with the opening run of the game. Almost 30 yards, 29-yard pickup down the sideline, and Narwhal's out fast. Pitch out to Frstazzle, but he is met behind the line of scrimmage. Maybe he just gets back to the line of scrimmage, but kind of cut it in too deep, and now it's 2nd and 10. Another handoff, misdirection to Frstazzle, and he makes 2 men miss. Takes 2 guys to bring him down, and he is all over it in this one. His 3rd carry out to the 25-yard line. They keep feeding the beast. He's got blocks. Gets a first down again. ZKF making his presence felt on this drive. 58 yards already on this drive, all by that man there. And they're giving it to him again. And this time, a pickup of 6 yards, which would be good for most running backs, but that's pretty average for that man, ZKF. 2nd and 4 now for the Narwhals. As Ucker hands it off to him again, and he's not quite into the end zone. I thought he could have sliced in, but he is swallowed up right at the 1-yard line. So Ucker back to pass in the shotgun. He's got a man. It's Luke Rogers. Luke Rogers with the touchdown for the Narwhals. So ZKF drives them down the field all the way to the 1-yard line. And then on the first pass play, they connect with a touchdown. McCardell's PAT is good, 7-0, and we are starting this one out real fast. McCardell's kickoff to the 10, and that was where Dayton Holmes will field this. Holmes gets it out to about the 31, 30, and the Binaries are on offense. Miracle Robinson Jr. back to pass, and he connects to Rogel Dorn for a pickup of 5. 2nd and 5 here. Now, Adonetto with his carry gets a first down. Good pickup of about 6. John Adonetto, maybe not quite on the same at the same point as ZKF is, but a very good running back nonetheless. And Jamirical Robinson Jr. finds Adonetto out of the backfield, and we've got some offense in this one, boys and girls. That is a great pickup, and that is about 25 yards receiving for Adonetto. Fresh set it down to the Binaries, and they do the same play but cannot connect. Narwhals getting smart on that one, and 2nd and 10 after that deflection. Now, play action, pressure's coming. And Robinson Jr. gets it away, but it was a dangerous throw. Falls harmlessly to the ground, 3rd and 10 now for the Binaries. And they hand it off to Adonetto, who makes one-man miss, but cannot get the first down. It was a good pickup, but that is going to put them in pretty good field goal range. Keep in mind, it is high winds, but Ricky Thruck is a good kicker. Kick is up, and it's wide right. It's high winds, dude, indeed. Ricky Thruck cannot come through with points. And that is going to keep it at 0 for the Binaries. Narwhals take over just past the 25, where ZKF is met immediately on that carry. And, yep, that is the end of the first quarter. So the Narwhals up 7-0, just like the Kings were up 7-0 in the last game. And the Kings held on to win. We'll see what the Narwhals can do. And now for Stazzle, weaving through, gets about 3 yards. And that is going to bring up 3rd and 7. Ucker pitches it out, and Frastazzle picks up the first down. ZKF with a good first down pickup, gets 7 yards. The Narwhals are just riding the ZKF train much as they can. The counter does not work, though, as the Binaries swallow him up. 2nd and 11 now. Ucker hands it off to Verstazel, and he is met by Kevin Schopp behind the line of scrimmage. And 3rd and 11 coming up for the Narwhals. Ucker drops back to pass. Gets it to Emmett, and Virginia Emmett cannot get past the first down marker. It was a pickup of 8, but not enough. So 4th and 3 coming up, and that will bring out McCardell for a punt. And this punt will be returned at about the 11. Frylock gets it close to the 20. And the Binaries will have a chance to make amends for that missed field goal. We'll see if they can go all the way into the end zone, as it seems like with these high winds, the kicking game is a premium. Adonetto with a solid pickup of 11. And that is a fresh set of downs for the Binaries. And I think the Binaries are just looking better and better each week on offense. So, you know, they're going to be a really dangerous team. I know the Devs had the Narwhals favorited, and I know that they have the best record, but I still think they're going to be very dangerous. As now, Robinson Jr. barely gets this one away, falls harmlessly to the ground. First play after the 2-minute warning, and it is 3rd and 5 coming up. Pitch out to Adonetto. He is tackled from behind. He had some space, but could not get the first down. 4th and inches, and they are going to punt it. Now Thurek, you punt it away. That is Leroy's Bullet on the return, and he gets it to the 18, so 1st and 10. Here we go. Narwhals with a chance to add to their lead. And now Ucker drops back to pass, throws it away. Not see much down the field, and that will be 2nd and 10. Ucker hasn't had to do much, but does have a touchdown, so tough to deny that he's been doing okay. And gets that underneath route to the Botterman. 3rd and 3 coming up. The Binaries call timeout. They think they're going to get the ball back before the end of the half. And so Ucker drops back to pass, but he is met immediately. Big time sack by Botterman. And the Narwhals will be forced to punt. Binaries did call a timeout, and that will be Frylock to return it. Ooh, will get a decent pickup to about the 45. And the Binaries, with 1 timeout, have a chance to score before the end of the half. Robinson Jr. now gets it to Dorn, who picks up about 7, but no, a late holding call is going to negate that. That was an 8-yard pickup, and the hold will set them back 1st and 20 now. Robinson Jr. has time, throwing it deep, cannot connect. Not sure what he was seeing there, but we are seeing 2nd and 20 now for the Binaries. Robinson Jr. throwing it deep again and gets it to Dayton Holmes. Holmes catches it in between 2 defenders, and just like that, the Binaries are on the Narwhal side of the 50. 50 seconds left to go as Robinson Jr. back to pass has got Adonetto, and it is dropped. John Adonetto with the drop. That is 2nd and 10 now. Clock is stopped at 43 though. Binaries passing it again. He's trying to find Adonetto, who cannot come down with it. That is 3rd and 10. Another drop. Completion to the direction of Adonetto and Binaries. Passing it, getting it to the Botterman, and he is stopped short of the 1st down. The Binaries do call a timeout, though, as they're going to set up for another field goal attempt. So this one will be about a 39-yarder, 40-yarder. And, the false start is going to set them back. That's going to make it even tougher. Now a 45-yard field goal attempt. We'll see if they still roll the dice. They are kicking the field goal. Kick is up. It looks good and is good. So Ricky Thuruk is 1 for 2 on the night. Gets a field goal. And the Binaries on the board. Behind by 4, though. 7-3 in Iceland. Now Vasquez to return it, as the Narwhals will have about 22 seconds left as they take over at the 28-yard line. We'll see if they're just going to run this one away or if they're going to score before the end of the half. And they're going to get tagged with a false start themselves, so some mental mistakes by both teams here in this one. 1st and 15 now after the penalty, and see how they play this one out. Looks like they're going to try one big pass and then maybe just run it out if it doesn't work. But Ucker with some time. Throwing it deep. He's got Vasquez in double coverage. Not a great throw. Maybe more of an arm punt. 2nd and 15 now. Ucker back to pass. Throwing it deep. He's got a one-on-one matchup, and I think that was Vasquez there, but it looked like it was deflected by the Binaries. Great coverage there. 3rd and 15, and they are probably just going to run it. They do. ZKF has swallowed up, though. That is Cat, the mascot, with his first tackle for a loss. You love to see it. And that takes us to the end of the half. So, Binaries to get the ball. They scored near the end of the first half, getting the ball to start the second half. And it'll be Dayton Holmes to return it here. Binaries on offense, pitching it out to Adonetto, who's got some space and gets a 1st down. Adonetto has had some solid pickups in this game. Maybe not quite on the level of ZKF, but very good running by him in this one. Pitching it out to him again. He's got some blocks, and he gets another pickup of about 7. And Neto with almost 90 all-purpose, or 80 all-purpose yards, but Robinson Jr. is sacked. That play happened fast. Robinson Jr. could not get rid of it. That sets him back 3rd and 10 now. Miracle Robinson Jr. throwing it again. Cannot connect. Good defense by the Narwhals, and that will bring out the punting unit. Ricky Thuruk to punt it away. That will be Leroyce Bullitt again with another return. Gets it to about the 20. And the Narwhals with a chance to add on to their lead. It is not much, so you have to think they aren't super comfortable with it, as Ucker pitching it outside. Stazzle with the gain of about 2. And that would bring up 2nd and 8. Stazzle gets swallowed up in the backfield. Are you sure it's only 1? I know Kevin Cho, but I thought Commander Fluffy had a sack. I could be wrong though. And the offsides is going to give the Narwhals another play, 3rd and 7 here. We'll see what they drum up. Ucker pitching it outside, and he gets tackled behind the line. That is Kevin Cho. Yeah, maybe Fluffy. I'm must be confused in the tackle for a loss for a sack, because I thought Commander Fluffy had some stuff. But anyway, Fry Lock on the punt return. Gets it to the 39-yard line. And Robinson Jr. now back to pass, fresh set of downs. He's throwing it deep. He's trying to get Holmes again, but is well covered again by the Narwhals. They are swallowing up Holmes, and Robinson Jr. is still slinging it nonetheless, just like his dad. Now Adoneto with the pitch out. Gets about 8. Well, that will bring up a very 3rd and manageable for the Binaries, who could definitely score. And I'm sure would love it if they scored more than a field goal. Robinson Jr. throwing it deep, and it's intercepted. Otterman with the INT. Maybe kind of an arm punt, but it is an interception nonetheless. Pressure was coming. Robinson Jr. got rid of it, and the Narwhals came down with it. So now ZKF met near the line. That is going to be an old pickup pretty much, but they called a tackle for loss, and then he's really tackled for loss. Boderman in the backfield. So 3rd and 12, all ready for the Narwhals. Pioneers' defense is good, as for Stazzle, not good enough on that run. Only gets a yard, and that is going to bring out a McCardell punt. And that will bring us to the end of the end of the 3rd, excuse me. So 4th quarter, here we come. Let's see some fours in chat. It's a 4-point deficit. 4th quarter, 4th and 11. McCardell, number 4, to punt it away to Frylock, who is not number 4. So he's banned from the league. No, just kidding. Anyway, another 3rd down failed by the Narwhals, and now the 1st down by the Binaries. There was an early flag. I'm not sure if it was a hold or an offsides. It was, in fact, an offside. So replay does not matter. They accept the penalty. 1st and 5 now for the Binaries. Yeah, that's true. So that drop brings up 2nd and 5, as Adoneto is pushed forward to the 1st down. He's been running it fairly well. This is live. Now Adoneto with another pickup of about 7. 2nd and 3, here we go. Robinson Jr. pressure coming, gets rid of it, and nearly intercepted again by the Narwhals. Third and 3. Critical third down by the Narwhals. They're in the heavy 6-2. Hand off to Adonetto, and he is met. Just getting past the line of scrimmage, but no more, no first down, and that is going to force a Ricky Thurek punt. Thurek punts it, and that is going to go out of bounds at about the 15, 14-yard line, we'll call it, in Narwhals. Their defense has been good. Their offense has been quiet since that first opening drive. We'll see what they do here. Pitch out to Verstazel, and that is not going anywhere. Cat the mascot with another big tackle for a loss. 2nd and 14 now. Ucker pitching it out yet again, and Verstazel's met, I believe. Yep, the Botterman there on that one. A loss of 1 or 2. 3rd and long now for the Narwhals, whose offenses look flat. And that is overthrown. Ucker cannot connect halfway through the 4th quarter here. The Narwhals are forced to punt yet again. Cardell to punt it away. It'll be Frylock who's going to return it. Gets it to about the 46. So the Binaries with good starting field position here. A touchdown to take the lead. Robinson Jr. back to pass. He's got Adonetto and cannot connect with him. John Adonetto with a couple big drops. That will do it for that play. 2nd and 10 coming up. Robinson Jr. does find Adonetto, and Adonetto's down the sideline. He ducks out of bounds at the 16-yard line, we'll call it. 1st and 10 now for the Binaries. Adonetto with a carry, and that is going to take us to the 2-minute warning. Adonetto with a solid game so far. A touchdown would really polish up his stats nicely, as he has about 4 yards there. 3rd and inches coming up, so a critical 3rd down for both teams here. Hand off to Adonetto. He's got some space. He gets the 1st down. He could have gotten a little bit more, but he was tackled from behind. That is going to be 1st and goal at the 2. Adonetto hands off and touchdown. John Adonetto. We've called his name out a lot this game on this Binaries offense. He's got almost 150 all-purpose yards and a touchdown to boot now too. And that is going to give the Binaries a 10-7 lead. Ricky Thurek to kick this one off. It will be Rafael Vasquez to return it. Narwhals have all their timeouts. They're taking over at the 22-yard line. They've got a minute 23. They've got a good kicker. They can definitely tie this up. They can definitely go all the way. So now Ucker back to pass. He's going deep, and he gets it to Vasquez, and Vasquez ducks out of bounds. And that is a huge play by the Narwhals. Ucker to Vasquez, his first catch of the night, and now Ucker gets rid of it quick to Luke Rogers, who has the only touchdown for the Narwhals. Pickup of a couple, but clock is ticking. And now, just under a minute left. Ucker from the shotgun, throwing it, gets it to a Botterman, and Botterman down inside the 25, so the Narwhals looking like they did on their first drive of the night. Really passing it well here. Ucker throws it away. He felt some pressure coming. Just wanted to get rid of it. Now a goal line formation for the Narwhals. They're back to pass. He's throwing it, and Zane Cluxon for Stazzle catches it for a 4-yard pickup. Clock is ticking. Not sure why they're not calling a timeout, but it is 3rd and 6 here. Ucker drops back. He's going out route, and Luke Rogers is tackled immediately. They do call a timeout, and they are inside the 20, 4th and 3, looking to tie this one up. Cardell's kick is up, and no doubt about it, right down the middle. We have a tie ball game here. 7 seconds left in the 4th, and if you remember many weeks ago, there was a very amazing overtime game with the Narwhals where they ended up winning, and I think this is one of the only other Oh my goodness, but Dayton Holmes with a huge return. I thought he was going to go all the way while I was rambling. But anyway, yeah, I was against the Kings, and they had a walk-off touchdown in overtime. Now Binaries looking to throw deep, and Adonetto cannot come down with it. I don't think it would have mattered. So we are headed to overtime. Narwhals going to face another overtime game. They are the Cardiac Kids, and it will be the Binaries to return it right away. Kick off by McCardell, received by Dayton Holmes, and here we go, overtime football in Iceland. Binaries starting out this drive at the 34. Adonetto with his first carry in this overtime and gets a pickup of about 10. He has been on top of it this game, and that will bring up 1st and 10 now for the Binaries. Pitch out to Adonetto. Good pickup of about 6. 2nd and 4. Binaries driving easily against this Narwhals defense. Robinson Jr. now back to pass. He's getting it out to Adonetto, who makes the catch down the sideline, gets a block, and makes a man miss. He's still down the sideline. He's got the touchdown. John Adonetto with a huge touchdown, and that is ball game. Wow. So the Binaries did not need much. They just went all the way. I don't know. That is crazy. John Adonetto right there doesn't show the receiving stats, which was also close to 100, I think, as well. So nearly 200 all-purpose yards, and basically helped carry the Binaries to a late overtime victory. What a play at the end of overtime for the Binaries to win it. And that is going to do it here for us in Week 11 for the Dev League. So, great games all around by everyone played. The Kings come out victorious, and the Binaries come out victorious on this Tuesday night, I guess is the day. So, I will update that, and with this win, though, puts the Binaries in the driver's seat. They are 7-4, and the 3 other teams are 5-6. So this is quite the game, quite the season. Now it looks like they don't have it guaranteed, but it looks like the Binaries are in the driver's seat for making the playoffs. And now it's going to be a fight between the Rail Raiders, Kings, and Narwhals to get that 2nd seed. So, again, thank you, everyone, so much for tuning in. I've had an exciting time today calling the games, and I can raid PBE, yep. It's been very exciting. We'll basically, I will be out on Thursday, so we're going to probably, well, we got to talk about that, Toasty. Anyway, so it's been a great, exciting sim day. I'm trying to conclude stuff, and you guys are... Well, okay, I can stream Friday, too, so I can do that. But anyway, we'll have more games coming up on tomorrow for Major League action, and then I'm going to be planning on simming on Friday. And then we'll have more Dev League action the following week. 3 games left in the season, so a lot to transpire here. But the Binaries next week with a win could clinch playoff berth. So everything very, very exciting coming down to the wire in this season. So thank you all so much for tuning in. We're going to raid our friends of the PBE Sim variety. And hopefully you all enjoy the show there. So thank you all so much.